It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
My friends, they say that the eyes are the windows to the world. Is that true? I think it is. Now, the point is, do we take care of our eyes? Sometimes we think about, well, is it, sometimes you don't feel, I don't think I get up in the morning, I could see, no problem. Then you maybe have a little concern, and then until it gets to the point where I better go and see an eye doctor, and then all of a sudden decide, well, geez, I should have gone before. What is the proper age to go to an eye doctor? Well, my guest today, no stranger to SSP TV, does a great job in eye care today, and we'll be introducing another new doctor that's coming into the profession, my good friend James Deom. James, how are you?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
It is an exciting day for you.
Very
and
exciting.
Before we tell the nice people in throughout Northeastern Pennsylvania why it's a great day, let's talk about a few things. I said the eyes are the windows to the world. Okay?
Absolutely.
And sometimes people feel, well, I could get up in the morning, I see, no problem. Then there may be this, there may be that. And then all of a sudden, sometimes something's happening. And then I better get to the eye doctor. The eye doctor says, look, why don't you come and see me soon, etc. So let me start from scratch. When do you really take a person, or when do you go and get your eyes examined?
Yeah, so we are so proud to be passionate and a steward of the health of the entire body. We want to be able to take care of patients and our community from birth on. And really important that we check patients very early on. Actually, it's 6 months of age. We do the first eye exam. It's called infancy. It's a free eye exam between the age of 6 months and 1 year of age. So that's the first eye exam. But my real answer is if you have eyeballs and you have a beating heart, you should be getting an eye exam.
Let me ask you this. Take me to the step. Why is it important? Okay, there's no, come on, a 6-month-old baby, you're going to bring her to an eye doctor. What are you looking for?
Very common issue is one eye not seeing as good as the other. And unfortunately or fortunately, our brain is an amazing thing. And it can compensate for the fact that one eye doesn't see very well and the other one sees just fine. And a little baby doesn't know any better. Should they be seeing better or not? They don't know. So it's really a fact-finding expedition. And being a parent myself, having a 4-year-old, 2-year-old, one on the way, you want to know everything that you can do to make that baby's life more meaningful, put them on a level playing field. And that is the idea, is to put them on a level playing field with everyone else, make sure they are experiencing the world like everyone else. And the real thing is, if we don't do that, there is the risk for permanent vision loss.
Okay, so then after you do the 6 months, when do you bring them back again?
Well, depending on what we find. In most cases, there's not much going on. Kid's healthy, eyes are good. We will probably recommend every 2 years in those early ages, in childhood, adolescent years. But very important, learning happens through our eyes. So an unbelievable amount of learning is occurring through our eyes. And as we develop through adolescence, nearsightedness is going to occur where we can't see the board. So we're wanting to make sure that we're checking, at those age points, probably yearly when we enter school, age 6 and above.
Okay, so as we progress and we're getting older, you're taking care. Now, meanwhile, when the parents come in to take care of their 6-month-old child, they should be getting an eye exam.
Absolutely.
Why? Now, here let's like a person who's maybe mid-30s or and saying, I want my kid to get an eye exam, but I don't necessarily need one. Why should they be getting an eye exam?
Well, I mean, as a dad and somebody who used to think they were invincible and is now realizing I'm maybe not, getting regular checkups from my primary care doctor, getting your eyes examined, it should be part of that regular routine you do. Very important thing that we do is we look inside of the eye and make sure that there's no signs of any systemic health conditions like high blood pressure, heart problems, diabetes, and cholesterol. So we're checking at that age to make sure that we're being preventative and prophylactic and identifying those systemic conditions early on. Not to mention that, hey, let's be honest, we're all staring at electronic devices way more than we ever did. We're working from home. We're on electronic devices to work now all of the time. So we're having an extra level of eye strain and dryness even by working at home. So many things that we can help and prevent by getting a good comprehensive eye exam.
And that's the interesting thing is when I interviewed both you and Dr. Kislin on my show a while back. We talked about some of the things that Dr. Kislin found. I think you found something beyond the eye. Okay, I know whether it was brain or heart or something. And how do you when you're looking, like I said, eyes are the windows to the world. What are you looking for? And how do you know that person has high blood pressure? There's something going on here. In fact, I think it was Kislin who saved a person's life by that eye exam.
So yeah, I think it was Dr. Kislin who had an Eye Care Today show with a patient where we identified melanoma in a patient's eye. So I get tingles thinking about it. The ability that we have to diagnose literally hundreds of conditions by looking at the little tiny blood vessels that course through the inside of the eye, an area called the retina, is just unbelievable. Every day we identify diabetes, hypertension, and cholesterol every day. And probably on a quarterly basis, we do see things like melanomas in people's eye, very regular occurrence.
Why is that important to get the fear factor out?
Look, and this is why I think it's important that the folks in this area know we are you. We're this community. We are your friends. We are your family. We are your parishioners. We are part of your family. So you shouldn't feel like I'm afraid to go into the big, bad, scary doctor and they're going to tell me something crazy. We are your family. So, we would want you to share stuff with us that you're sharing with your family. And I can't tell you anything magical that's going to get you over that fear or make you go to the doctor, take time out of your busy life to make that appointment and schedule it. That's a difficult thing for everyone and anyone, and that's what our wives are for. They make us do it. But we're here. We're here for you. We're part of your community, but we're bringing that big city expertise and technology to this community, and hopefully you take us up on it.
Well, the thing they find is that here, by finding these things early, okay, you're saving a person's life, such as Kislin did, and I'm sure you've done many times. And
it's all about prevention.
Yeah,
it's all about prevention, and we're trying to get ahead of things way before they happen. And I think it's very apparent with things, big public health issues like diabetes and high blood pressure. But certainly there are other things that just have to do with the eye, like macular degeneration, like glaucoma, like dryness of the eye, where we are going to act early and be preventative so that when you are in your 70s, 80s, 90s, and we see lots of those hardy northeastern Pennsylvania 90-year-olds that you're not dealing with issues and you still are independent and you're able to go to church and read the Bible and everything else you want to do.
All right, so really, if you're in your 50s or 60s, okay, if you haven't been to an eye doctor, you really should get your eyes examined.
Every single day. I see patients in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s that have never seen an eye doctor. And I joke with them, I say, I love this because it's like uncovering hidden treasure, what's been hidden there for all these decades. And you know what, honestly, when we do get to that point, usually there is something brewing. If all of those years you've not done anything and now at 60 you said to yourself, well, I'm going to go, there's probably something going on. Do yourself a favor. Go in your 30s. Take your children. Inspire in them a good routine of eye care that hopefully when they get to that point, we're not working backwards and having to clean up a mess.
Now, bringing me to what you have, okay? You have eye care, Hazelton Eye Care Specialist. You have Strasburg Eye Care Specialist. And now we're here in the construction stages.
Pottsville Eye Specialists in Schuylkill County.
So why the expansion in the Pottsville?
Well, first let me say, Dr. Thomas Kislin and Dr. Sandra Kislin of Hazelton and Stroudsburg Eye Specialists are the reason that I'm here with you today. He was my mentor. He is my mentor, still, heavily involved in all aspects of the practice and seeing patients every day in Hazelton and in Stroudsburg. So without his drive, passion, and foresight, none of this would be possible. But thankfully, he gave me a chance to join him 6 years ago, and now I'm a partner in the practice, and My wife is from Williamstown, which is the very southern tip of Schuylkill County, very northern tip of Dauphin County. Had no clue that place even existed. Yeah. Okay, so got to know her, fell in love with her in Wilkes, and she went on to Drexel to be a physical therapist, and I to PCO to become a doctor of optometry. I swore I would never come back to Hazleton, and I did. And in that 10 years of us dating and finally getting married, I became intimately involved in the Schuylkill County region and just found, my goodness, these people are good people. They're hardworking, they are kind, they will take the shirt right off their back and give it to you. And unfortunately, lots of folks, professionals in particular, are leaving the area, and they're not providing the level of care that they deserve. And so, I've made it my goal to try and offer the level of care that we offer in Hazleton and Stroudsburg right here in the Schuylkill County area, and finally it's coming true.
And so in addition to this, okay, and here's the interesting things, my friends, that he mentioned about technology. We're very proud to have the technology that we have with SSP TV. What they have done in terms of technology, and if you watch some of his shows, he shows some of the, I say units that are, it's amazing, the investment they made to help you. Tell me about why your organization decided to go high tech and no second class, all first class units.
There's no other way. There's just no other way. I believe this. Dr. Kislin could have gone anywhere and practiced anywhere in the country. I could have gone anywhere and practiced anywhere in the country. All of the doctors in our practice, Dr. Brendan Connors, who you're about to meet, could have gone anywhere in the country, because we all have a desire and a passion for evidence-based approach to medicine and eye care. And so, with that being said, we knew wherever we were going to invest heavily in providing the best level of care, and it pays off. You do something good for someone and you get paid back multiple, and this is an example of that.
Yeah. Well, you certainly have done it. Dr. Kiss, of course, my good friend for many, many years. So I'm talking to Dr. James Deom, folks. We happen to be here in the Pottsville Eye Care Specialists and under construction, and they'll be in operation hopefully within 30 days, servicing Schuylkill County. But remember, Hazleton and Stroudsburg. You see them every day on SSP TV, every day on Comcast 190 from 7 to 11 p.m. here in the Pottsville area, and he's also in Stroudsburg on Channel 13 up there, Blue Ridge Cable, and he's in Scranton on Comcast 190, and also in the Wilkes-Barre Mountaintop area on Channel 92. So they're all over the place. We come back, you talk about passion. The next person I'm going to introduce you to is a person who has a real passion for this eye care business, and you're going to be, it's an interesting story. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember, 24/7, ssptv.com. Channel 13, 513 on Service Electric Cable Vision in the greater Hazleton area. We cover all the way down to St. Clair, as you know, and up to Mountaintop on those two channels. And then, of course, we pick it up here on Channel 190 Comcast from 7 to 11 p.m. every day. And also the Wilkes-Barre system, Channel 92 every Saturday and Sunday evening from 7 to 11 p.m. Now joining us is not a newcomer, but joining eye care specialist and Pottsville Eye Care Specialist and Stroudsburg Eye Care Specialist, Dr. Brendan Connors. Doctor, how are you?
I'm doing great. First of all, I want to thank you for having me here today and my first appearance on your show.
Oh, good.
It's an honor, and I'm happy to be here.
It's an honor to have you on. I was listening to the ribbon cutting, and we talked about passion, and I'll talk a little bit about your career, but how you got involved with this of becoming an eye doctor. Tell our viewers that story.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting story. It is one, I like the word you use of passion. It really started when I was 9 years old in the 4th grade, and I was always a good student before then, a straight A student really, and that year I started to develop nearsightedness, which is the inability to see clearly far away, and it happened slowly, and I was really unaware of it as it was happening, but slowly over that course of that year I couldn't see the board anymore at school. And I was really too proud to say anything to my teachers, to say anything to my family. about that and to do anything about that. So I went the entire year without being able to see the board at school. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't sit closer to the board. We would have in-class activities that would involve the students reading what was on the board. And for that entire year, I found a way to make it to the bathroom or some other thing to get out of the classroom so I wasn't called on, because I knew I couldn't see that board and I knew I wouldn't be able to read it. So, you know, I struggled. I struggled in school. I struggled in sports, especially baseball. I was on the all-star team every year until that grade, 4th grade, where I couldn't hit the ball, couldn't hit it, couldn't see it. Couldn't see the ball in the pitcher's hand, couldn't see it leaving the pitcher's hand. Wow. Couldn't see it until it was right at me, and then I'd swing and then I'd miss. So struggled in school, struggled in sports, until 5th grade they decided to have a school screening. That's when they started at my school. And they caught it. They caught my nearsightedness, and they sent me to an eye doctor. And I've been wearing contacts ever since then, since the 5th grade.
Wow, and that gave you inspiration to become an eye doctor?
Absolutely. You know, I wasn't the only one in my class that year in 4th grade that was struggling with their eyesight. And certainly at our school, we're not the only ones either. So there's a lot of kids out there who, believe it or not, have been diagnosed with vision disorders, learning disorders, attention disorders, and a lot of the time, not all the time, but a lot of the time there is a vision component, and sometimes that's the entire component. These are some very bright kids. They just can't see, and that was the case for me. I was a bright kid, but I struggled, and I didn't struggle for any other reason besides I just couldn't see.
Brendan, why didn't you address it when you were in grade school? Say, Mom, I can't see, or Dad, I couldn't see. Why didn't you address it then?
You know, part of it was not really understanding that process.
This happened in 4th grade.
That happened in 4th grade. So part of it was not understanding that I was seeing bad. You don't know any better. I didn't know that when I was looking at trees from a distance that they weren't supposed to look blurry. I didn't know that you were supposed to see each individual leaf on a tree from about 20 feet or so away. I didn't know that. I just thought that's the way it was supposed to look. Mm-hmm. So part of it was not knowing, and not knowing that you know, my eyesight can change, right? Part of it was some pride, and part of it was, at the time, it really meant glasses, and I really didn't want to wear glasses. Yeah. So that was certainly part of it, because I knew if I said something, I would have to wear glasses.
Well, now you're able to help a lot of families out. So then what college did you go to?
I went to the Ohio State University for undergraduate, and then Pennsylvania College of Optometry in Philadelphia for optometry degree.
Are you a native of northeastern Pennsylvania?
My family's moved around a little bit from Connecticut to Ohio, and so I have some in New York. So I came to the area recently, but I'm certainly here to stay.
Okay. And why did you decide to go with Dr. Kislam and Dr. Deom, an eye care specialist?
They care. They care, the staff cares, and they are some of the smartest people I've ever been around. And like we've mentioned previously here, we have everything at our disposal. Anything that we think patients could benefit from, we have in our office. And I liked that. I liked their passion, and I liked what we can do here for our patients.
Now, I know that you're in Hazleton, but you're going to be basically here in the Pottsville Eye Care Specialists, correct?
That is correct.
Now, from what I understand, Monday through Friday you're here, but you're also 24/7.
We're going to be 24/7.
Wow.
Yeah, we're 24/7 out in Hazleton and Stroudsburg as well. It's a service that not only is needed, but it often isn't provided in a lot of these areas. And something like that is something that we've always wanted to offer. You know, rain or shine, any time of the day, weekday, weekend, it doesn't matter. If someone is having a problem with their eyes and they need to be seen, we'll be here for them.
Wow, we'll be back up to this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Remember, 24/7 SSPTV.com. 21 original local neighborhood programs we produce. I don't think there's any production house in the United States produces backyard information telling you what's happening in your own hometown. We're very proud of that, particularly here in Schuylkill County on Comcast 190. We've been here for over 21 years, and I want to thank all of you, particularly the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area, and of course our home base, Hazleton, since 1994. Speaking of programs, one of the programs we've had and very proud to have is called Eye Care Today. Features Dr. Deom and Dr. Kislin, and bringing our good friend Jim back. Jim, as we heard from Dr. Connors, his passion, why he went into becoming an optometrist. Give me a review again of what you're doing with Hazleton, Pottsville, and Strasburg.
Yeah, so I'm from the area. You know, this is my home, and it's really good to be here. We are very lucky, each one of us at the office, to have received top-of-the-line education. We have a real passion to provide the absolute highest level of eye care, health care, and community support in each one of our locations. We have a real connection to each one of them. And that's our goal every single day. So that's what we're aiming to do. That's our goal. We want folks to know that really all ages are appropriate for a comprehensive eye exam. We would love them to start their children out between the ages of 6 months and 1 year of age, and continuing on throughout the entirety of life. That's our goal.
When you talk about passion, my friends, you're in for a treat when you're in the office and this guy comes out, because you know he's always he's exciting, and he's always full of positiveness, and he's the kind of person who gets in his car and just can't wait to get to work and loves what he's doing. And
I
you
do.
can tell, and that passion, sometimes you have doctors and professionals, okay, it's a job, I have to go and do a job, and yes, they do a good job. But to have the excitement and the passion that you and your team has, yep. And when you walk in any of your places, and I'm sure it'll be here because you got a good manager coming here.
Absolutely.
You feel good, and you said the word before, they're family to you.
That's it.
Okay, and I applaud you and Tom Kislin for doing that. It's teamwork doing that. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Okay, keep that show going. I really enjoy watching it.
We really have a good time.
I don't know who's. It's a toss up between you and Benyo. I mean, say.
Oh, please! It's not even a competition. I'm just kidding.
Good fellow. Dr. Benyo has.
He's my doctor, so I shouldn't say that. It'll be.
But it's amazing about how much information you provide. Just like Dr. Sapp.
Every single day, and I shouldn't tell you this because you're going to put the earmuffs on. Every day, somebody comes into the office and tells me, I love the show.
Yes. Yeah.
I learned something today.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Not only that, they say I've watched it 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I've watched it again, and I learn, and I pick up different things.
Yeah, and your YouTube hits are unbelievable on our website. But it's like Dr. Mead's show. You're looking for information, and when you're able to provide that information, you know what? You help a lot of doctors out because you're making them aware of good, healthy eye care. And that's good. Once again, I wish you the best, you and your family.
Thank you.
And I'm mad at you.
Why?
I'm a little upset, folks. I knew the first time when he was having his first baby.
He was the first one to know.
All right. And
my wife even knew.
I didn't find out the second one. Now he's telling me there's another one coming, and no one told me.
Can you believe it?
Your mom and I are going to have a serious conversation. Nice seeing you, Doc.
Thank you.
Okay. Folks, remember 24/7 SSP TV. Tune us in. And if you get a chance, get those eyes checked. We'll see you next time.